Turn your D Kurd into an F major without changing anything. One of the things that we know about handpans is they're always in one scale or one sound. You might think a D Kurd is always going to sound sad. But without changing the pan, we can actually trick the ear into making it sound like a completely different, happy scale. This is because our ears are so used to organising notes into scales. So now, all we have to do is rewrite the notes of our D Kurd scale. But this time, instead of D being the most important, we're going to start off numbering from F. You should already know the notes of your D Kurd. But to recap, D, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G. For many of you, this will be your highest note, A, but you might have an extended one like this one is, it goes up to a C. But we'll ignore that for now. Let's imagine that we're only working with this many notes. You'll remember the way that we rewrite these notes, not in a circle, but in alphabetical order. Now though, we don't put D as our first note, we start with F. Let's play that scale, starting on F. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. You can hear that now sounds like a major scale, one that we're really used to singing, really used to hearing, by starting on an F. F, G. Of course, we do have that octave leap that I've talked about before, but for now, don't worry about it. The letter names are going up in order. This now means that our chord 1 is an F chord. So let's build up those chords using F as our starting note. The first chord is 1, miss out 2, 3, miss out 4, and 5. Which for us is F, A, and C. So find your F, find your A's, and find your C or C's. We can already hear what a cheerful chord that sounds like. And that is our home. If you've got an underneath note like I have, it sounds even more homey. Next up, chord 2. So we have 2, miss out 3, 4, 5, 6. G, B flat, and D. Let's find our G, find our B flat, and our D. We have got 2 Ds, but for now, when we're playing an F, generally let's ignore the ding. So we're just gonna stick with this D over here. Next up, we've got chord 3. So that's 3, 5, and 7. Which gives us A, C, and E. So let's find our A's, find our C, and find our E. Which gives us a minor chord of A minor. Next up, we get to chord 4. This is our first major chord. 4, 6, after 7, we double back around to 1. So 4, 6, and 1. That gives us B flat, D, and F. B flat, D, and remember we're not going to do the ding for the D for now. So B flat, D, and F. Gives us that lovely major sound. Next up, chord 5, our next really, really important chord. This is 5, 7, and 2, which gives us C, E, and G. C major, another lovely major chord. C, E, and G. After C, we get chord 6. This is 6, 1, and 3. In this case, D, F, and A D minor chord. We can use the ding for this one. So we've got our Ds, our F, and our A's. Finally, chord 7. This gives us 7, 2, and 4. This is our E chord. This is our diminished chord, a slightly spooky one. So it's like a minor minor. And we have E, G, B flat. Sounds really jazzy and off to our ears. And then we land again on chord 1. Ah, home, cozy. So in our major scale, we have F major, chord 1 is major, chord 4 is major, chord 5 is major, and back to chord 1. That's a really lovely chord progression. Let's try it together. 1, 4, 5. 4 beats on each. 1, 2, 3. Chord 1. 1, 2. Chord 4. Chord 5. Chord 1. Again chord 1. Chord 4. Chord 5. And chord 1. And if you're playing some covers, they might be the only chords you need. So really make sure you're good at the transitions between those chords. We also have chord 2, which is a minor chord. Chord 3 is a minor chord. Chord 6 is a minor chord. So they're useful to pepper in for those sort of sadder, somber feeling moments. And then we also have chord 7, our diminished chord, which is the most unusual one. Do you feel how it really is tense? It really wants to resolve. So that's great for when you want a little bit of stretch and difficulty before landing in your tonic chord again on your chord 1. Now any other major scale will have the same relationship between the chords and the same things between the notes. So if you have a couple of pans and one of them's major and one of them is your D Kurd, you'll be able to play the songs from your major pan on this as long as you start from F. Now this relationship between major and minor is so called because they're the relative major or the relative minor. You could start numbering from a different note in your pan, but you won't get that major sound that we're so used to. So that's something for a later video. For now, a good way to remember it is the relative major is always the 3rd note of your minor scale. So D, E, F, and the relative minor is always the 6th note of your major scale. So F, G, A, B, C, D. Let's try one more chord progression. 1, 5, 6, 4. 4 beats on each. 1, 2, 3. Chord 1. Chord 5. Chord 6. Chord 4. Back to 1. 1. Chord 5. Chord 6. Chord 4. And 1. And as you can see, I am cheating. I've got a couple of underneath notes as well, which is allowing me to make my F sound even more wholesome and full. So if you can borrow an F or a low C from anywhere, that's going to help with that root note, really making the 1 and the 5, those important chords, feel full and whole. If you enjoyed that video, I've made a jam with me using those 4 chords that we looked at the end. So it's looping them around. You can join in with it and see it here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.